Hi everyone, Rabbi Abram here of Congregation Beth Shalom, and I gave this sermon on December 25th. In this week's Parsha, it starts with a pretty intense story. Joseph is currently the viceroy of Egypt, a position he achieved by interpreting Pharaoh's dream of a coming famine. And through Joseph's good governance, Egypt has survived 2 years of what will be a 7-year famine. But the land of Canaan is also suffering from the same famine. And so Jacob asks his 11 sons to go down to Egypt and purchase some food. This is the second time the sons have gone down to Egypt. And on the first trip, they did not recognize the fact that their brother Joseph was the viceroy. So when they come to Egypt, their brother Joseph decided to play a trick on them for the second time. He gives them their food, but he also places a chalice in the youngest brother, Benjamin's bag, then sends them on their way. He then sends out his servant to overcome the brothers on the road. And the servant tells the brothers that if anything is stolen, the one who steals it must be Jacob's slave. So, of course, since the brothers are unaware of Joseph's trickery, they challenge Joseph's servant to open all their bags. But lo and behold, there's a chalice in Benjamin's bag. And so everyone walks back to Joseph's house, where Joseph demands Benjamin to be his slave. Judah then gives an emotional and passionate plea for Benjamin's freedom, claiming that if Benjamin does not come back, then their father, Jacob, will die of heartbreak for losing 2 of his favorite sons. Quick interlude to the story. I want to point out that this should be Reuben's job, seeing that he was the firstborn and originally attempted to save Joseph. Yet it's Judah making this heartfelt plea. And this is the advantage of the tribe of Judah surviving the other tribes. They get to make their guy look good. Anyways, back to the story. So moved is Joseph by Judah's speech that he breaks down to tears and demands that everyone but the brothers to leave the room. He then reveals to his brothers that he is indeed their long-lost brother, Joseph. Now, from the brothers' perspective, this is a really intense moment because all of the brothers, except Benjamin, share this horrible crime of selling Joseph into slavery and then lying to their father that he was killed by wild animals. The perfect crime, or so they thought. And now they find out that not only is he alive, but he's also one of the most powerful men in Egypt, the only country with food. At this moment, anything could happen, and they are completely at his mercy. However, Joseph lets them off the hook with a very interesting way. Joseph says, "Do not fear, my brothers, because it was Adonai who sent me down here before you. Adonai wanted me here, and Adonai found a way to get me here, because God wanted to make sure that you would survive this famine. So it wasn't you who sent me to Egypt, it was Adonai." This is the moment of the story where everything kind of clicks into place. Joseph achieved greatness in Egypt in order to give his brothers a home in their time of need. God positioned Joseph in a way to preserve the Israelites. For Joseph, as Pharaoh's viceroy, it was super easy to give his brothers food. But Joseph endured so much to get there. He was exiled from Israel, made into a slave, accused of adultery, and languished for years in prison, all so he could be at the right place at the right time when the Israelites, aka his family, would need him most. Personally, I believe that all of us at one point in our lives have been or will be positioned in a perfect place to make a difference, like Joseph. And what I love is that Joseph was in that position twice and messed it up for the first time and almost messed it up the second time. It's not a delicate moment that's easy to miss, but a freight train that will keep coming, no matter how oblivious you seem. And these moments are everywhere, big or small. A big example was discovered relatively recently. The righteous Gentile and British banker Nicholas Winton saved 669 Jewish children from being sent to death camps, what is now the Czech Republic. No one had any idea of the work he had done until his wife found a list of children in his attic in 1988. In 1938, he happened to be visiting Prague right after Kristallnacht and realized that there were many Jewish children refugees stuck in Prague. He single-handedly convinced parents to leave their children with him, convinced the British Home Office to accept these children, and convinced the Netherlands to let them through, even though the country had closed their borders to Jewish refugees, in an operation now dubbed the Czech Kindertransport. He did this because it was the right thing to do, but he was also positioned at the right place and the right time to do it. A moment leapt up and demanded his attention, and he recognized it for what it was, and he did it without anybody knowing it. Now, I'm not saying that we all will be called to risk life and limb to save helpless children. Hopefully, we live in a world where this is less necessary. What I am saying is that one day, a moment will find you, and if you are like Joseph and don't recognize it at first, I promise you that not only will you recognize what it is, but it will be easy for you to make a difference. Thank you.